He's been home now 11 years. Right now, how long have you been home? About 12. Rodney's been home 12. Jose recently made this 11th year. Jose took sick, and the sickness led to him having to be a dialysis patient. And he's in bad need of a kidney. Rodney saw fit to go get tested to see was he a donor? Could he be a donor to Jose? And lo and behold, he could be. They the perfect match. So Rodney is giving Jose kidney so that Jose can live. And I'm not going to constantly say Jose. I'm going to say Double O because his name, as we know, is Double O. But this is a special thing because in a country like America, we got over 300 million people. Only 300 to 400 people donate a kidney a year. So it's a real rare thing that you'll see situations like this. They call it altruism. If you look up the word altruism, you'll understand exactly what it is. We don't see these type of things every day in our life. So it has meaning. And it has more meaning because people label people that go to prison as these bad people. But sometimes good people make bad decisions, and that decision leads you to prison. Not to say that you was a monster, as we depicted those in prison to be. So we must give honor to people for just being human. We got to give people leeway to understand that, man, good people do make bad decisions. We got a president that's a convicted felon. And over half our country don't see him as being a bad person. But yet still, we will see some people as being bad. But I think it's a great thing that this man is going to give this man a kidney to live. So I don't want to take up the time with me speaking. This is a story that everyone needs to listen to. So the first question I'm asking them go with you guys. How did you two brothers meet? We met in prison, met in jail. Don't tell me, let me know. Well, it's a lot of prisons in Louisiana. We met at the CDC then. The CDC? Yeah, in Keysville. And we kind of got tired of there, so we wrote a letter, and they sent us to Angola the same day. Same people that Angola, I was there about 16 and a half years. And then they kind of moved you around once you settle down. But that's where we met, and kind of jump a few things we can back up, but back to donating the kidney and all, no. Okay, don't jump. There's a question. I want to know where y'all met. So you told me. Right. All right. And this is something Rodney is leaving out. And I don't want to be the questioner and the answer. Rodney and Jose both are from the Cookville, but they didn't know each other in society. They met, as y'all all know, Cookville is a big neighborhood. They met not in prison, in jail. CDC is in Keysville. That used to be our CCC. CCC became CCC after CDC, which is Cattle Detention Center. Closed down, and our parish bought a new jail, which sits off of North Market. So these guys met pre-trial in our parish jail. So we go, I just want y'all to know the history. So what made you and Rodney click?
Well, some of the stuff you were saying, both of them saying it's not right. When we met, we started talking, and I found out that this aunt was going with my cousin, and that's how we got to know each other from that way. So I ended up knowing some of his family, and he ended up knowing some of my family. So it became funds like death. And we used to hang out on the yard together. And after we got our time, we came to the conclusion and said, man, we need to get away from them. Let's go home. Because that's what they used to call Angola home. So I wrote the letter for us to go to Angola. And some weeks later, we were both on the boat. Yep. And he went to the population. They sent me to the cell block due to my choice. But, you know, in the cell block, you can't get stuff. But by him being population, you go out there on the fence, he used to throw stuff over the fence. You know, and for that, we stayed contact. You know, wherever he went, I made sure I know where he was. You know, when I got in population, we used to meet up in the gym.
What year did you put? So y'all got locked up?
I got locked up July 3rd, 1988.
Okay, I think it was January 1989. What yard you were throwing that over there in the fence? I'm familiar with the yard, you know, throw your packages over the gate. Well, I'm familiar with all that. What y'all was, 8 block?
That's before they moved the working side to the other side. Because yeah, they switched up.
Well, the west yard,
Yeah.
the west yard,
I went back on court. When I came back, they had to switch over. So I went in there Hickory on that side. And that's when I met Oliver Scott. And then him used to go in the field together. And we used to, when we get in the cut, he said, man, what you gonna do? I said, what you gonna do? Yeah, call the truck. we go get locked up.
Ain't no work.
Nope, ain't no what we can do this stuff. And after that, some came into me and said, man, you ain't gonna never amount up to that. Keep going the same way you do it. And I ended up working at 915 warehouse. You know, got into it with a free man. So he talked about what he was going to do to me. Somebody set example. And I told him, I said, you set example to win. They locked me up, lost the job, won the field.
All right. I want you to explain the steps of you going to Angola. Your first destination in Angola was the working cell block. So tell us, what's the working cell block and how long did you have to do in the working cell block? Because all of us haven't been to prison. People that listen, they haven't been to prison. So give them a verbal visual of what you endured.
Well, working cell block is, it's still saying you go work in the field, you get counted out, going out in the field, take clothes off, the shoes off, and everything go out. And day to day, you go up on the board to see if you qualify to go in the population.
So is the working cell block cell or is it a dormitory?
That's a cell, 2-man cell, 16 cells, 2-man to a cell. And they got probably about A, B, and C, and D.
Hotel. So how long did you do in the working cell block before you were released from the working cell block?
90 days, probably 6 months.
So for those whole 6 months, you came to the fence and checked on him to make sure that he was straight? Yeah, whatever you need. All right, people. This is what they explained to you, so you can understand what the working cell block is and the dormitory. The working cell block, when you're walking down the middle of the walk in the main prison, and you coming through the gates in the visiting shed area, you coming to the yard of A block and B block. No, you coming down the walk. The yard is gonna be right here on his right side. It's gonna be A block. On his left side, it's gonna be B block. And as you pass the yard, boom, that's the cell block. and both of them sit right across from each other. You go further down, you got C and D. So O was in A block or B block. He was in A block. So that meant Rodney had to, in the dormitory sit probably, they got a big old gap between the dormitory with a fence around, a tall fence separating the dormitory from his walkway to the cell block. So when you come, you can't be close to that gate. You gotta be like 10 feet away from the gate or you can get locked up for that. And then they put poles up to stay behind the poles, which made it be an even longer way. So when you got love for a person, which he's showing you he had for double O, that means Rodney was coming to the fence and you gotta holler for them to communicate. Hey man, what's going on? I broke cool over, what's up with you? I need some coffee. That means they can't have coffee in the cell block. They can't have cigarettes. They can't have cigarettes. They can't have raisins or nothing in the cell block. But they get it. Rodney, you go to the store, the canteen, and get that, bundle it up, and sling it over the fence. And he'll have to get it and smuggle it, because he's gonna get shut down going off the yard. Rodney isn't gonna get shut down because he's in the dormitory. So I just want y'all to know that. So I want to ask this question before we go into, and then you can just come back. How long did you do in Angola?
16 years.
You did? 16 and a half. Y'all know that they both went to Angola together. They left CDC together, went to Angola together. Their path was kind of like going different. Because he went on a violent charge. He went on a violent charge. But his violent charge was different from his violent charge. So they got different classifications, which landed him in the working cell block and landed him in the dormitory. And so, what do you want to say?
I was going to say about the cell block, that was the working dungeon.
Yes, yeah.
So, C block had 2 sections, so they switch yards. If you go in the morning time, they go in the evening time, they switch up like a death. That's why it was easy for me to go over there. But you have to wait till the guard in the tower looks that way before you play.
Well, I can't say, they ain't had a guard when I got there.
Yeah, they had took that guard out the time.
Riding around.
Yeah, they made a movement.
You know they got cameras now. When you throw that over that gate, they know that over that gate now.
Yeah, everything camera. But the camera,
Give a man to zoom up to see you 7 miles away. You can see exactly what's on the phone.
So we're looking at 16 years of guys building a bond. And I know, people portray guys in prison as being these hard designers. But we're looking at two nice looking men. And they actually show you a difference to what society portrays guys going to prison. They actually show you a long-standing friendship that extended beyond the gates of hell, 18,000 acres, which is Angola. And who was released first? I was. Rodney was released first. Once a year.
But out of Angola, I was.
Yeah, the Rodney was still in Angola when you come here.
Hey, where you from? Holy Bear.
Now, you go another story within their story. He became the good guy, meaning he got a trade. I shouldn't say that. What led you down the road to going to the police barracks? Police barracks is a hard place to get to. Everybody that's doing a long term would love to be in the police barracks. Because when you're in the police barracks, like you're free. You work around you work around the governor, you work around mayor, you work in the hospital, you work in the where the legislators go, you work in places that people take note of you and they try to help you come home. If you go to the police barracks, you're almost guaranteed to come home. It's where you try to be. He went there. Rodney did. So what led you down the path to get to the police barracks?
Okay, after came to a point that I wasn't gonna go nowhere, and that changed my life. So I ended up in Botech school. And once I got in Botech school, I already knew mechanics on the street, but I didn't know all that. And once I got in mechanics school, I graduated, and the instructors that was there, they ended up leaving, they put another one there. And they made me a student instructor. You know, and when he went into school, I took over the whole class. And I had favor with the warden and all of them. They used to call me through the night to work on their car and do stuff for them. And whatever I wanted, I get it. So I had favor with them. And I didn't want to leave Angle or that because I was being proved that everybody else wasn't me.
Yeah.
And they tried to get me to the police there. And I said I wasn't going. And one day, the inmates made me mad. And I told them they had to call them people. When they called them, they said they was coming up there that week to do an interview. I was the only black person there. They had like 6 other whites.
Yeah.
And everybody was saying that you ain't going nowhere. You're gonna be the only one still here. The white dudes.
Yeah.
I was the only one that did.
No one that
Because I was going for air conditioning and heat. On my way going to Hunts, the white boys that were doing that, was taking his job, we passed each other. But when I got there, they had put somebody else in there. So they put me in the light shop. That's to put gun locks, sirens, computers, decals, everything that a police car got. I learned how to do that. I maxed it out. I used to do like so many cars. I had a list of them. And I had the best job in the world, and I was still getting stuff off the streets and everything. Everybody, I mean, I had favor with everybody. White folks loved the hell out of me. And they wanted me to go to True Bay. I didn't want to go because I was laying out. That's going down, you know, Blue Bayou, the water park.
Where is it?
Where is it? This is Baton Rouge. Oh, it's Baton Rouge.
Keep going up.
Going down I-10. Blue Bayou on one side, and Holland Road and Allen Avenue. It's right there next to it.
What is this? I'm saying, what is the place?
It's
like the police barracks or something?
no, it's a garage.
It's a garage.
But it's a police station. It's kind of like one over there in Motor City.
Yeah, all right.
True G.
All right.
That's True Bay.
Okay, all right.
And I was the only inmate in the state of Louisiana that ran a garage. They had hooked me up with their computers. I had my own password database and they stuff.
So you had the people call rolling
I had
fast?
everything.
What they stopping people? What you had?
I was fixing
I know you had, you definitely fixing them all.
I think they had one of their Camaros that had lights was running and everything. You know, and
You still know how to do that?
yep, I was the only one was going to the malls, clubs, and regular clothes like this. And I used to go places and there always be a trooper with him, but he in regular clothes with a gun and a badge. And people used to look at me and say, "Who the hell are you?" And I said, "That's my bodyguard." And it was my bodyguard. They didn't know who I was. I used to go in stores by myself, pocket full of money. Standing in a line with people, they don't know who they standing by.
In the free world, but you still locked up. But I'm in the free world.
Yep.
I'm moving around. Y'all still in the cell.
And I used to get cash money. I had a stack of money up in the place. And they trusted me like Atlantic going west. And I mean, when I say trust.
All
I
right.
had my own phone, everything.
Now the white boy you say you seen pass you up, you got his job.
Yeah. No, they had put somebody else in there. So they gave me another job
Okay.
in a light shop.
Cause you know when you bump into him like that, he get locked up or something.
Yeah.
And
We
you go
passed
into his
some
spot.
hunts. Yeah. We passed some hunts. They transferred them over. But we used to go to Anglo, everything. I used to stop at the store. And the truth was love me so much, anything I wanted. And the fucked up part about it, never
call it, what they call it,
Homebrew?
no, they call it something else,
Scotch.
they call it,
I had the real stuff. I had the real stuff.
He was on the street.
I go on the
he
street.
had the real stuff, he had the fruits and, geese and all that.
I had their guns, their badges, and all that. They used to go believe that stuff. I can pick it up, put it in their locker, and lock it up.
So how can they do a convicted felon,
That's
and
all
you
they
know I'm convicted felon, and you the police, and you leave your guns and all this around?
They trust me that much.
You had it good.
They trust me that much.
Yeah, good.
So, the alcohol, what was you gonna say about that?
Well, I had been, when they came out with that Four Loco, that's where I started drinking that. I thought it was cool. Cause the captain that was there, he used to be at Angola. So we found out that I came from Angola. It was all like that. So anytime I want to go somewhere, he said, just be a trooper. Tell anybody. They say anything to you, hell with it. And we go. But the captain ended up getting to be a major. And he left, so they put up damn racist white boy. So I'm on the phone with a fifth set on the table in my office. They ain't picked up. Talking to the girl in California. So the captain come by, and my stupid ass got on the phone, went outside where he was. And he smelled the alcohol. He didn't say nothing. He went back in, called me on the intercom, and I know what it was. I'm in the bathroom trying to throw all this shit up. And they did a breathalyzer.
To the dungeon you go.
To the dungeon I go.
Damn.
And I said, damn, I got it. Because I was going to go on the parole. They had 17
And messed up everything.
Yep. One rhinoceros was the only one that denied. Everybody else said, well, you didn't have no sex, you didn't go to the store buy no cell phone, and you didn't get the alcohol, somebody had to give it to you. But she didn't believe that. So I'm pissed off. I'm going to her. Charles Gray tried to get me to stay at home. And when I was 100 in the cell, one of the dudes working with Till, he said, man, you got the kids from down there? Hell no. He said, let's go around and look just like you. I said, man, I ain't got no kids around. I said, well, tell them to come out when they're ready. When I came out, and I looked at that dude, it was like looking in the damn mirror.
That was your brother? You didn't know him there.
Nope.
Man,
And then, I was getting ready to leave, and the woman tried to get me to stay there with her. I thought, well, hell no, I'm gonna go. And they sent me away, and I rolled in and told them that to me my time is messed up, you know. And they recalculated my time. I had 6 months left. What the hell was up?
So you had to go on the board after
Release. Yeah. And then one of them guards stole my ring. I had a gold ring. And he stole my ring. And the colonel up there called me and said, man, he said, they ain't gonna be even about $50 for that ring. He said, but anything you want, just tell me. I said, well, get me the fuck out of these damn cell. He said, you got it.
For your ring?
Yeah.
Why
I had
you know
the
he
ring.
stole the ring?
I had the ring name.
I know you
It
had
wasn't real gold anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, he thought he had something. He thought he had something.
He said, in 30 days, you'll be out. And he said, when you get out, come see me. And I came to see him. He took me to a room about big as that kitchen. All the stuff that they take from people, it was all in there. Get anything you want. From CD players, the clothes, shoes, everything. I packed it all up.
Okay. We learned of his journey through prison. Tell us about your journey through prison.
Well, okay, let me see. I went to the police, not police, I went to work police. That was like my last 6 months.
I want to know about your journey through prison.
Not at the end, but did it. I'm like, okay, let me see what I
Start at the beginning.
on that yard. What yard you was on?
I was on the east yard.
You on the east yard?
East yard.
You know what else?
Yeah, and I met a good homeboy out of the team. Yeah, when he played softball, he was well known for that. But anyway, he got that straight to the heart attack.
and, he give them to a lot of the homeboys. And we used to get together and eat on the holidays together. And, we had each other back, went to the sales, went to the sale blocks, and, went to Camp J a couple of times. Camp J, it's like, you get a history there. Pretty good one, like a knife. I had a knife.
Yeah, nice.
I cop with a
You
knife.
got a good about her?
It be like that sometimes.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. And, that was the first time.
Was it long or short?
I like the short knife. I
Like
want that
short.
to be, yeah. I want to sneak up on you.
Yeah.
I want to see it coming.
Well, how they get? They got it off you, or you had it hit?
Well, no,
You might have put the beef on it.
when I got into a fight and but they doing the stuff, I didn't get a chance to use it. I flew it. Somebody else got it, but
They punch you out.
yeah. They
punch you
Yeah.
They want to take the ride.
No.
That ain't mine.
Yeah.
That's him. Right there.
Yeah.
He had.
This is the second time I got caught with the marijuana. Yeah. I think I had about maybe 3 ounces. Maybe 3.
Boy, you had 3 ounces, ain't no? Boy, that's pretty shit.
Yeah.
3 ounces? Man.
Yeah.
Oh, but back then they weren't hustling like that.
Oh, yes, they were.
They were hustling hard.
They were hustling harder.
Harder.
Because it was
Hard to get.
No, because there was way more opportunity for you to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We ain't saying all that. Insecurity. But
3 ounces? What year that was?
I think that was 92 maybe.
Now. Yeah.
I think.
Coming up.
Try to get the need to bring it down.
Yeah. I felt they was
Did you
gonna
bring it
get
down?
Yeah, no.
You were going there.
And they lock them up.
I didn't think that's about
well, we still interested. Now, this is the man that's giving them a kid, he refused to take the weed. That's the kid that they were.
Seen the people watching. Seen them like, and I told them no. You want me to take it through.
You put it up with 3 ounces.
Yeah.
3 ounces.
And you looking at this from Springport. Because in 92,
And that was the best good weed.
I almost think 49 had opened yet.
No, he said 92. No, 49 over by 93, 94.
Yeah, because it was taking like our people like 6 to 8 hours to get that going.
94, 95.
I think 4 and a half is a big fast.
Yeah, so that fair cut out. So I just want people to understand this. In 92, Rodney getting 3 ounces of weed, and he comes from Shreveport. That's a big deal.
Yeah,
Because people from Shreveport really wasn't getting stuff in like talking about. What you had to do was get it.
Yeah.
So those would be the guys that you would look at as being exceptional. Or they had stuff going on in society. Those are telltale signs for how a person actually was living. Even now, if a person is getting something in, he has something going for himself in the free world, what they say in prison. Society is the free world. So he was doing this in 92. And like Mandingo keeps saying, he was rich. Because of an ounce of weed, man, you can make thousands of dollars. But you're giving it to a skeeter labor. I mean, something that's barely going across the paper. It ain't somebody it's barely going across the paper and it's so flat. You just gonna smoke and you're gonna get your house.
A lot of people have fun with that smoke too down there, boy. That good weed, they don't want to serve just that. You serving all the people down there like that?
Hey, they money right I have.
Okay. What you was selling? Ball? I'm saying, well, I guess it's sugar bag. Well, they selling sugar bag too.
That's what it
I mean, when they first, everything is changed. You know, they flip the game and change to this. But you really talking about this. They say balls now. I never did say ball. Make me want the ball. They're gonna fit it out on the ball. Fit it out the ball.
And
1 gram.
that started from Mojo, then it went to the weed.
Yeah.
So I'm showing y'all 2 paths. He started off on the likely path of just going down the wrong road because we start off in the cell block. The people that usually go to the cell block generally have a harder trip throughout the prison system because they're gonna be labeled as a cell block guy. They'll rather do their time in the cell block because in the cell block it's more private. So Rodney started off in the dormitory, and he started off on a likely course that Oath actually took. But as you know, as you hear, Rodney hustled. So Rodney wasn't on no good boy stuff. Rodney was on some, I'm gonna get it. The people say get it how you live.
What's your sentence was? 33. 33 years? I had 2 charges. Armed robbery and attempted burglary. 33.
What's your,
I had 25 and a half, 10 and a half, and 10 and a half. I had manslaughter, yeah. I had first down to 7th degree, and 2 attempts 7th degree.
45?
Then they broke it down.
They broke it down and split the 48, 2 tens up.
I had to do the whole thing.
What you say?
Yep, we did the whole time.
All of them?
All of it.
How they do it, y'all?
I was the only one driving civilian cars.
That's how they do it, y'all.
I was the only one driving civilian cars in England.
Yeah.
I used to drive it all up and down the street.
Man.
so we going with it, and I want y'all to just kind of like understand prison.
We don't want y'all to do that.
Yeah, we don't want y'all to go with it, but I want y'all to see how this relationship withstood the time of prison, and it still remains today with these 2 brothers. And because the portrayal of guys in prison is being these heartless animals. Here we go. Guys that went to prison as kids, no, not as kids, but they went to prison, they had a long sentence, their bond grew in prison, their bond was strong enough to where it led us to where we are today, but we're still on prison. So Rodney, you was fighting in prison a lot?
I had a couple fights. You know, you first get there, you got to let them know you about your business. And one thing about it ain't no talk. If you talk, they feel you weak. You got to do what you got to do. Then they understand. Then they know. Yeah. So I had a few fights.
I ain't had no fight that ain't no. I ain't had no fight. I ain't had not one fight.
That's when I lost my job.
What you mean by the job?
When I worked at Wow, I lost my job. That's when I know in the school I wrote one of the teachers.
Come on, man. You were the 21?
No, I just wrote a letter.
But that's 21, ain't it? That's still 21, ain't it? What they do?
At the time he was a Blueface.
Oh, Blueface. It's before. Okay, all right. See how things change?
But they didn't do that. He just told me to look it up. Stay away from us. That was Miss Bailey.
Yeah.
Like it, right?
Miss Bailey was
She still there?
no, she was a
nice?
she was a beautiful woman.
Oh, okay.
She had a first cousin that was in there with her.
Yeah, I was a Class A trustee. And I been to rodeos. I know when they had rodeo, I walk around by myself and nobody around. So my niece was coming, so I had to roll the level when I was cool. They bring me some movies and stuff, and put them in such. And I had forgot all the mail that goes out during the rodeo. The trustee, they check it. And they came, I'm sitting watching TV. The package store.
Should have done what you done.
That's how I end up over there with you.
It's true.
You best don't run up like that. Come on, man. What you were thinking about?
But
Right there, love.
it was just, they just put me over there to teach me a lesson.
Yeah, they taught you this. You ain't going to that rodeo. I tell you that.
They had a front end line machine.
I'm
I'm the only one, and they ain't going
So now it's a favor for a favor.
Yeah, they had to call me.
That's how it works. Y'all need me now.
And I left him over there.
Y'all need me now.
He run the door.
Cool.
You won.
See, you running it off.
It was a good boy, son.
Okay, when you say you were running it off, what was you doing?
Put your business in the street. Yeah.
We at home now, so whatever
He had a knife too. Up on the,
Oh, he had a knife?
up on the bench.
And they busted a knife.
I ain't never held no knife in jail.
Oh,
man.
but see, it was a different time.
I know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
They had a knife when I was there too. But I'm saying,
everybody don't scare. Everybody don't scare.
yeah, what song that was? What?
No, fruit, yeah, three. That was fruit.
I can't wait to tell about it.
Then look, cause I had a knife and I was like, I said, oh, I gotta get this knife for the hotel to go to my bed.
Even help you with that.
Look, what he do was, look, I told him, I said, oh.
He didn't want to take it from you.
Look, I
He
said,
didn't want
oh.
to put the knife.
No, I said, oh.
I feel you though.
I said, you ever need the knife? No. That's where he looked up there, he said,
He would come around.
look, he be like, man, I ain't gonna need a knife. I ain't gonna need a knife. And then look, but you know something? So when O leave, O never on the door with me. And he told me that, I'm so glad we leave around you, man. Because it was some adventurous stuff, brother. You know, most of
He
them
like that
everything.
too.
So,
Certain people from the city, he like,
and I'm gonna tell y'all this. Anybody from Shreveport don't want to be in the door with Fatty. That's a deep broker. Man, Fatty is the Fatty gonna keep doing something. Hey man, sit down on the door. Man, Fatty gonna come put in the whole door.
Fatty
Like,
slap.
yeah. Yeah. He don't need that. He don't supposed to have that. Fatty treated like it's the old school. He treat everything with the old school rule. He a bully, and he a big old ass dude. So dudes be like, man, those dudes don't come around me, man. Hope this dude don't try to hit me at that. Because he's so big, man. One of the dudes that go in iron power, workout, got a six-pack. Big up, he pick up the iron power, big up top, big down bottom, with a six-pack, small weight. So you know he got one of them bodies that bodybuilders want. And he a bully. And he's crazy with it. So he be like, man, he had a dome like, bang. He like I used to be sleeping. Every time you go in, it's the same. I be sleeping there, be like, T man, when you come get your own boy, bro? Go over there, man, what's going on, fam? Oh man, they ain't looking at this here on TV. I got this here, man. I'm looking at what I want to look at, man. Come on out there, man. You gonna get everybody killed, man. I don't want to hear that, man. He'll listen to certain dudes from Freeport. But if you're a weak dude, that is a bullet. But
I seen his mama the other day.
Yeah, and his four brothers in prison. All of them south. All of them will bring drama to you if need be. And so
they don't
you
never
get
have
to
one around you.
Yeah, because they so chaotic. And it's twin. Fatty and Mimi twin. And Lil D is the baby boy. And then Kiki. So if you get into one, you got three other brothers, you gotta see if you go somewhere else.
They gonna get you.
Yeah,
They gonna get you.
All right. So we're gonna take a music break. We got a guest that y'all haven't saw yet. So we're gonna take that break, and then we're gonna come back and finish this story because we just get started with these brothers.
Joseph Glover music out right now. Yeah. This ain't false pressure. Lock in. I'm all with my move tonight. Baby, I'm a factor. Yeah, OCD factors. I'm going with my move tonight. Hustling backwards. Action. After I made me satisfaction, the streets are made dangerous. Yeah, niggas is crashing. I need to slow it down. Okay, I'm fast. Could have been further by now, but I'm having traction. I'm focused on the ad and tapping into my passion. Buzzing down the front back, street scratch like I'm flashing. Standing. These big slapping ain't no R&B, keeping out of the rehash it. And if I ever smash, I can re-crash it. But just crashing out as a cat, I can't die on no ass. Boots in my hands saying, John Water. They treat you different when they know you have to go farther. All the boots in my hands saying, stay home. It's really making me the noise. I'm a factor. Yeah, lots of people actors. All of my hands, now you go to the backwards. Action. After need satisfaction, the streets are made dangerous. In my pocket, some of that for the meal. Ain't but a free door, this is room for the real. I'm the fool for me still. We can choose and be still. Baby, don't get confused. I'm in tune with the real. In the field, you gon' be anything. Be for real, I was patient. On the mind, but in the field, I was patient. I had to eat my own meal, meaning that I work for what I earned is how I feel. Feeling like I'm straight, but I need more. I've been putting up for it like a repo. The hustle for me, not a color cheapo. You gotta show them that you get it. That's what you keep on seeing, bro. Yeah. Yeah. It's that factor, man. Fourth quarter pressure out now, all platforms. Apple Music, iTunes. Baby, I'm a factor. Yeah, most these people actors. I'm all in my move, and I ain't hustling backwards. Action. After I'm paying these satisfaction, the streets I'm in dangerous. Yeah, niggas is crashing. Niggas is crashing. People is crashing. Out. Yeah. Uh-huh. That fourth quarter pressure right now.
All right, we're back. As y'all know, in the country, we have over 300 million people. We have a lot of people that are in need of kidneys for whatever illness that they have. Yet, only 300 to 400 people a year would give a stranger a kidney. You know, we have things where we have donors in this country. If somebody dies, they can become a donor and donate some of the organs. Not everyone does it. This thing is a thing what we call altruism. This is the case of it. So what we are doing is covering the history of their bond. Something that you can see why these guys bonded so much, and this brother is willing to give this brother a kidney. You know, I know we are portrayed on the world of scale as black men as being heartless animals who would never do such a thing. But these brothers are divine, that portrayal of us as black men. And it's a heart-touching thing because not everybody's going to give you. Your own family probably will give you their kidney. But we all know that you can live with one kidney. If you're a healthy person, you can live with one kidney. And this brother has dedicated himself to doing that. Committed himself to doing something for a friend, something that some brothers would do for another brother. And I think that that's an honorable thing, man. So I want to just say, man, I think that that's a great thing. That's really a heart touching thing. But I want to go back to, all right, we're going to jump past prison, now we're going to jump into society. And y'all been home 11 to 12 years. How long have you known that you need a kidney?
About, let's see, 2023. They told me I needed one because my number was low, but I refused to accept that. And so all the stuff that you're supposed to do, I started doing it. That's why I went from 180 some pounds to like 152. But I did a lot of research on the stuff. That's why I lasted longer than a lot of people. But the thing was, I was taking in too much liquid fluid and wasn't putting it out. And that's what I didn't check on. So one day, I went to Dallas and my foot there swelled up. And that's when I had to go to the hospital. And they sent me to LSU with that on dialysis. Then after that, they put me on a list for transplant. So I had to go to New Orleans to start the procedure from that and all of that. And I had an appointment to go, and they wanted to stick one of these tubes down my penis to check my bladder. And I told them, you ain't gonna do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they took me off the transplant list. And so I didn't want to go. So when I went to Dallas Center, they transferred me to Bell in Dallas, and they took over. But my insurance company didn't deal with them, so I ended up at Willis Knight, and went through the procedures, all the same procedures I went through with LSU, I went through with them. But I'm still doing research, and I teach everybody else that I know that's going through that you don't want to go through. So, because it's a process of the food you eat, the liquid. Most of the thing is, if you got high blood pressure, please take care of it. So that's the main thing that causes kidney, the high blood pressure. Yep. And I used to, when I was in Angola, they told me that you got high blood pressure, and I wouldn't take the medicine. And the woman told me, she said, please take that's a slow death. I was like, hey, I'm gonna get dying of it. I should have listened to it. If I had listened to it, I wouldn't have been. It wasn't asthma. It was the high blood pressure. Yeah. But after that, I didn't even worry about no kidney no more. And when I started going to Dallas, I said, I couldn't do that. Because it ain't for me. And I'm thinking about how can I get out of that? There ain't number one way you can get out of it. Stop going like that. Because my brother, always a brother, he ended up on the same thing. And he wouldn't do it. And he died. Yep.
So you learn from your brother? I mean,
no, I was ready to go too.
you ready to go through?
Yep. But the women that worked there, they were so nice. They were so nice to me, and to this day, they still nice to me. And because I didn't know how to tell nobody, I didn't know how to tell him or you that man, I'm going through this stuff. It was a process. But once I did, I started feeling a whole lot better, a whole lot better. And when I started going, it ain't, it ain't nothing. And I didn't ask nobody. They said, you go through this program, do this and that. I didn't ask nobody. I didn't ask my daughter, my brother, even though they wanted to. I didn't ask none of them. And he volunteered on his own. Came with me.
That's a real quick.
I think that's it. I got to know.
So, right, what you supposed to do, so you tell me, Rodney. All right, when you learned that you need a kidney. What's going through your mind? Just walk me through what's going through your mind, and lead me out of what you see. You want to take the test and see whether or not you're a man.
Well, I see it like this: if I'm your friend, I hang with you every other day, and we can relate on most of everything. I know you need a kidney, so it's like it's my job, my love, my friendship, honor to give you a kidney. I got two, So that's how I think the doctors and all do say that way. Most people, but not doctors don't do that. And I was surprised when the doctors didn't see it that way. They look at a relative, brother, sister, like that. But a friend, they don't have a lot of that. So they don't understand it.
That's real quick.
But I can't be your friend. I know TV, kidney, and I'm with you, basically every day. You kidney. And I'm gonna be your friend,
And I won't give you a hit.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm not a friend. That's how I see it. Might be emotion, it might be cool. That's how I see it.
So we used to go places, and people used to say, man, y'all brothers? Yeah. Everybody thought we were brothers. Yeah, we brothers. I realized, hell no, I ain't no kin. But I had to make sure, man, you sure this is what you want? Yeah. And he, look here, and I still wouldn't talk to the people or tell them that. He pressing me every damn day, calling people, do the phone. He made sure that I did all this stuff. But when the people found out what my blood type was, they said, yeah, you can get anybody kidney.
Oh, yeah.
So you can get anybody kidney.
What's your blood type?
Baby father. Yeah, you can get anybody kidney.
So when y'all go in with it?
Well, they still doing procedures. Yeah. I'm straight. They got to make sure that he gonna survive through it. Because it's a process and we both can die doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they tell you that.
We're looking at. You know,
What's the,
That's great.
what's the likelihood of a person dying during the procedures of, giving another kidney?
That's it.
they just say it's more your body rejecting it. You know, that's why I need all of the medication and all of that. You have to constant take for the pain and all of that. But with the procedure, after we go through it, he'll be still in the hospital, and I'll be out running free.
What? Wait a minute. Well, how long it take you for the surgery to go through?
About 3 hours.
About 3 hours? But you'll be on the street, he'll be still laying up sober.
Now what they say about that, they say like,
You just gotta shake all the way back.
yeah, your kidney gonna be saying, where my brother is?
Yeah.
So he's gonna be jumping the door, mine gonna be, what's going on?
So now you would need a kid.
No,
I'm just
but if
saying.
I need you one, I go to the top of the list. Yeah, I be one of the first.
Okay, so you gave one.
But I gave you.
But they don't take your old kidneys out. Those who stay in there. And so, right here, the front of your neighbor.
Now, if they was in prison, he would be at the bottom of the list. Because in prison, in Louisiana, for sure, it's like you're in prison, you die. And they'll say his son needed a kidney and he was in prison. He wouldn't jump to the top of it. His son do something because he's in prison. So understand what our system does to him. Even if you had a good enough heart, you couldn't just give away because the system is going to still punish you. Punish the person that's in need of an organ because you committed a crime.
But don't you know, a person in prison cannot give a kidney to nobody. But it should be a law because there's a lot of people out there that need kidneys. And I'm quite sure a lot of people in prison will donate.
Tyrone Bates, I know this for a fact that the brother named Tyrone Bates, he's from Leesville. Really good dude. Had a little girl was on a dime bed.
Was it Tyrone on the wall, living on the wall?
Had a little girl up on the dime bed. And she needed a kidney. And now the whole state, Tyrone Master, they had a rare blood type. Tyrone Master. And then when they Tyrone get other girl a kidney, the other girl died. Then they crushed Tyrone. Tyrone, yes, he destroyed some of the prison because of that wrong. You know, but that's the consequences of being a prisoner here in Louisiana, probably in America. But I know I can speak for Louisiana because I did time in Louisiana. Okay. And so we'll say that the prisoner is the monster. So the person trying to have a person live, and the system says you can't do it, who really is the monster? So it's simple. You know, but we will make the person. We will make the person off the road. I think they're trying to get him out. They're trying to get him out, and they've been cutting on him and everything. But so Rodney has made this big jump, and then y'all know the whole study was saying he was rejected. And even in the aftermath, after the surgery is done, he's gonna quickly heal. He's gonna take a longer process to get it because he's losing the organ. When you had 2 organs in your body, you know, they say God make everything fast. And you got 1 organ. You know, but you know, when you look at it, the kidneys function off of one another. So now your body is losing one of those kidneys, so you have to learn how to function off of being alone. But this is the sacrifice he was willing to make for a friend. So that says a lot about friendship. That says a lot about what we do for one another and what we won't do for one another. Because it's easy to save your friend. But you put your life on the line for him. Okay. He's put his life on the line for him. It transcends friendship. That speaks upon a love that not few of us would ever get a chance to experience in our life. Because mothers, some daughters wouldn't even get a mom a kidney. That's the world we live in today. We live in a world that's selfishly motivated. We live in a world that's all about self. Nobody cares about the next person. Again, some of us don't even like or love ourselves. That's why we do the things that we do to our body. That's why we take the drugs that we take to escape from loving our body. And a lot of people think that he made himself with a kidney. Some of us don't want to take drugs. Some of us don't want to take this medication. And a lot of times we over the medication and look at what's going on with that now. Because our president is making us have to suffer because he wants to be the dictator. But we live up under the rulership of a system that says that some people just shouldn't get a fair treatment. Some should. Whether or not it's color coordinated or not. It's a system that says that some people shouldn't get a kidney from another person so that they can live just let them die. It says a lot about our system. It says a lot about us in the country that's supposed to be the leaders of the free world. So, right, I want to know afterward, if you get sick and he don't bring you something to eat,
Let us know. Let us know. But we already know he want to get that weed.
he want to get that
He want to get that nice weed, we already know that.
Hey, he gave me a knife. He probably nice.
Huh?
He probably nice.
No, he didn't want to get a potato.
He won't that one. No. I think that we all should just see how special that bond is.
That's a blessing.
And I think that we all should earn and grow from that. And don't say that you're a friend to a person, but you're really not a friend. Still makes that a great song about that. You just, no, I got a song about that. You'll never find a friend like me. That's the situation. How many of us will have Rodney in our life? You know, even as stubborn and prideful as O was, because O, me and him used to be going out of town, and he'll be over there, and he would never just tell me he was sick. And I could see it, I'd be like, bro, what's wrong? Oh, I'm all right. Then one day he just called and said, bro, and when all of a sudden I was all right, I wasn't all right. Yeah, and he was swole, you know, he hurt me, so I'm getting kind of like choked up about that. But, you know, some people just go through things, and some people really just suffer on their own. And that's the type of person he is. But the type of person he is say, man, I'm not gonna let you do that. And he was persistently and consistently made him say, nah, bro, let's go and do this. For real. Let's do this. And it's gonna happen, hopefully, real soon. Sooner than later. Right? It speaks about love. It speaks about a lot of things that we teach, but we don't show to one another. And we can teach it in the textbook form, but in the reality form, we don't show that. And too many of us just go against the moral compass of love and friendship. So, man.
And one other thing. I like the diet last year. I didn't tell nobody. Yeah, setting up on the chair with the needles alone. And there's a certain amount of fluid they can take off you. And if they take too much off you go off in a cardiac arrest. You have to catch a heart attack. And they have people die there. And I'm just sitting up in the chair, and I know I started getting hot. And my eyes started blue, and I couldn't see. And I called the woman over there, and she had to cut the stuff out and what they call them bags with the fluid in. Yeah, the whole bag in there. And I said that day,
Squeeze it in.
yeah. I said that day, I said I'd never let them take that much off me again. So now, when I go and get on the scale, I weigh myself at the house. And then I go and weigh myself there. If it said 170, you take 1.5 off. If it said 172 or 73, you can take 3 off. But no more than 3, no less than 1.5. My blood pressure be like 73 over 50 something.
I want y'all to understand dialysis.
And I'm supposed to be driving when I leave there, but I do.
Dialysis is a hell of a thing. And they got some hardest people that work in dialysis place. They had a woman in Texas that was killing her dialysis patients for years. My mom died on dialysis because they was giving her the wrong medicine. So it's a hell of a thing to have all the blood coming out your body, cleaned out, filtered out, and put it back in your body 3 times a week. I mean, who can fathom that? And then on top of it, you got this heartless ass person giving you the wrong medicine. You dying this slow ass death. Says a lot about our system. Now, our system can always be looked at, but we would rather look at a person over a system that was created to keep certain people down, to keep certain people fighting at the bottom, for nothing. That's how it is with us. But man, this is a beautiful story. This is the story that people make write movies about. And people get millions of dollars about. It's a story we'll see on TV that we wouldn't believe for it to happen. But here we are with two guys, and it's really happened.
And it's real.
It really happened. So, man, I feel honored to just have y'all here. I feel honored to have y'all as my friend.
Thank you.
I think that y'all already know how y'all feel towards one another. You know, we've been going on. Next week, we're gonna have a great episode for y'all. Next week, I think we're gonna do an all-female hip-hop show for y'all. One of the females, y'all just seen her, she's gonna perform again for y'all. And we're gonna have some more females. And we got a show coming up with Tony Boo Daughters.
Free Tony.
Free Tony Boo, y'all. So this is the section, before we go to perform, this is our shout out section. So who you want to shout out?
My mother and my brother and sister.
So, to everybody that got family on dialysis, you know, be patient with them and be with them, because it's a sad thing. And if you ever just go to one of those places, then it'll make you cry. When you got a woman 89 years old on dialysis, and you got teenagers on dialysis too. So it ain't no age thing, you know, not at all.
You shout out, bro.
Oh man, shout out to Doobie. Free Doobie, man. Little cousin Doobie, man. Free LJ again. Well, I want to shout out to the whole Shreveport, Louisiana. I love all of y'all. I don't care if you hate me, I still love you. That's why I'm at with it.
Oh man, who I'm gonna shout out? I'm gonna shout out my family. I'm gonna shout out all the pipes. I'm gonna shout out my right hand. My right hand man is actually a woman, Tareen.
Okay.
I want to shout out, I just talked to Dirty. I just talked to my cousin Lil Johnny. I ain't never shouted him out. You know, I want to see these brothers free. So I'm saying free.
Lil Johnny?
Yeah.
And Dirty?
Yeah, I just hollered at both of them.
Free both up.
Yeah, I hollered at Skinny Man the other day. Contrail Night. I'm trying to bring different people out. So I'm just saying, I'm shouting out these people. You want to say anything else?
Talk to my Spike Mike.
Mike. My son-in-law, Rara. My son-in-law, Rara, that's in CCC. I want to shout out my grandkids.
Okay.
And my daughters.
No, I want to say shout out.
Shan and Shamali. My grandkids, Reagan, Chase, and Miss Rara.
Shout out to all my grandkids. I just had a new grandbaby.
He got like 10 franchises. Football, basketball.
You know, I got a team. We're going to be the team of the dream.
Yeah.
Team of the dream.
So man, we
Free my brother, Mike. Free my son, Trigger Play.
And
Free Green Eye.
Oh, yes, and,
We all the guys.
next month, we will have our attorney on. We're gonna start on the 19th. That's gonna be a Wednesday. So y'all, if y'all have, any legal concerns about things, we're gonna probably invite y'all in so that y'all can have a conversation with you. But that's gonna be on the 19th of next month. We're gonna start. I said we're gonna bring him twice a month. So y'all better look out for that. So be on the lookout for us next week. We ask that y'all grow with us. We ask that y'all subscribe to our YouTube page. Learn to listen our podcast on YouTube.
Share, like, subscribe.
Subscribe, share, like, and subscribe. We ask that y'all please grow with us. So we got our two guests. We're finna give y'all something else. And I hope y'all like this, because I'm digging the music. And as a city, let's support our local artists, man. We try to put them. She sounds better than Gloria to me. You know what I'm saying? So let's do it. And we got a brother with a positive message in music. You hear me? That could be at Three Force Common or J. Gold. Hey, man, let's support our people, man. One love, y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
Sung after song, I put my heart up in this shit. Uploaded up on Facebook like this one might be a hit. Mighty funny, all these motherfuckers we share this shit. But soon as you make it, does ain't how you put them deep. Family up and all your shit, cause I ain't never been good. Homeless with their kids and I come in, we did a hug. Started selling drugs, just to get a bug. On the cry from my kids, from my face tough. Came from the bottom, now we up. My granny taught me all about faith. And when we didn't have no food, she always made sure we ate. She always told me that God always made a way. And all you gotta do is pray, but I also mean what you say. And my time is here, I feel like my time. And for so many days, sometimes I feel like time is near. I keep on living scared, and after every spoon's a blessing. But bitch, you gonna get rain down on me, take this thing away. Rain down on me, rain. Take this thing away. Rain down on me. You love me. Even with cousins, they all probably change their parents out for what I carry. I got so you say, even God said he would bless, but take mercy and he's great. So I see you change. The one I got contemplate, home place that I protect. Take my money away from me. I ain't gonna fight. All the bricks I can't replace. Fried rivers, fried eggs, had rivers, take it, had taste, I need to taste. I trade for better, I trade for better way. When my hope was gone, I just prayed to be strong. When I'm not alone, no one calls my phone. Right, right. Rain down on me, take this thing away. Rain down on me, rain down on me, take this thing away. Rain down on me. See my bitches, okay, bitches, run back to your bitch, bitch ain't no sure, right? Sure, I don't teach that boy your parents in the weeks. That's what you do. The same thing said when I heard her people. Tell me, hated on you. You do shit that I do. Cause that bitch was that hoe. I so drunk, she started over. Who ain't gonna say what she said? People be whispering. But I'm on my blistering. Make the whole city come out when I get the whispering. Jealousy of infiltration, don't make you hate. You talk behind my back, they gon' smile in my face. Ain't never been on yourself, so I can't really relate you. Ain't never been no free, so please don't try to play. Hey, jealousy, bitches ain't real, bitches ain't real, bitches ain't real. Bitches ain't real. And y'all can go follow me on all platforms. I know I personally shouldn't.
Do some work out right now. I believe yeah. This for all my people getting off work, headed into work. All you gotta do is keep on doing. Trust me, it's gonna work. Ain't lost some time I think about you, but I know we wouldn't work. Get into a bag, would I be this if I didn't work? This for all my people getting off work, headed into work. All you gotta do is keep on doing. Trust me, it's gonna work. Ain't lost some time I think about you, but I know we wouldn't work. Get into a bag, would I be this if I didn't work? I can't help it. Ever wonder when the underdogs don't come from under? I know it's time. Them kids through your leg. If a girl don't mind, then work on mine. But if you care how you gonna rush, level up and climb. They gotta make that sure assumption. What you see with your eyes? Can have you blind, wondering why. You stay looking at the sky, ready need to fly. Don't girl, this for all my people, getting off or getting into work. All you gotta do is keep on doing. Trust me, it's gonna work. Ain't sometimes I think about you, but I know we wouldn't work. Or bad when I be if I didn't work. This is all my people getting this shit didn't work. This is all my people getting off work, headed into work. All you gotta do is keep on doing. Trust me, it's gonna work. Sometimes I think about you, but I know we wouldn't work. Would I be if I didn't work? This shit didn't work. I can't help you. Help a dream. We have been lied to, this shit ain't what it seems. We in the drive, we patient for that question. But can't be patient with ourselves, it's just annoying. I'm just trying to be the best that I can be. I'm just trying to see some things I haven't seen. If you want me, then don't be thinking against me. Don't keep shooting my shot into ugly beauty. Don't forget it, it's a work. All you gotta do is keep on doing. Trust me, it's gonna work. And now sometimes I think about you, but I know we put it work. Can't get to a bag, but I be this if I didn't work. These are all the people being over, headed into work. All you gotta do is keep on doing. Trust me, it's gonna work. And now sometimes I think about you, but I know we put it work. Into a bag, but I be this if I didn't work. No. Let's all keep putting in that work. Shout out to the good energy in the room, the brotherhood, the brothers. Let's keep putting in that work, man.